Hello, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Tri-County Science and Technology Fair. Coming to you live, at one point, from inside of your computer. I am Matthew Newman, your Master of Ceremonies and son of Janice Newman. Last year, our fair was fully digital, and this year is no different. These difficult times have brought us many challenges, but with the dedication of our volunteers, students, teachers, and judges, we have turned what was once a big what if into a huge sense of we've done it. We would like to specifically thank our grand sponsor, PepsiCo, who has been our grand sponsor for the last 8 years. Without their generous support, we would not be able to have done this virtual fair. And if you're changing schools next year due to a move or because you're now moving into the next chapter of your life, such as middle school to high school, please ask your school if they will participate in the 2023 fair. And if the school is unable to participate, contact us so we might be able to have you enter directly. We want to support your interest in science, math, and technology. Shall we get started? I say yes. Here to start us off is the director of the Putnam Children's Discovery Center and founder of the fair, my wonderful mother, Janice Newman.
Hi, my name is Janice Newman. I'm the executive director of the Putnam Children's Discovery Center, and we are the organizers of the Tri-County Science and Technology Fair. There are lots of people to thank. This is our 29th year, and I'd like to start with Pepsi, Judy Vigar, and Sean Kahn, who have been integral parts of getting our funding together each year. And especially Judy, because she's done an incredible job on the keynote speaking. I get feedback from parents and from students every year how inspiring her speeches have been. So I hope that we have her for many, many more years. I'd like to thank Frank Icapelli on the judges' side. He does an unbelievable job in recruiting the judges, organizing the judges, getting the scoring together, etc. And I don't know what we would do without him. And I'd also like to thank Mark Kramer on the judges' side. On the flip side of the coin, I'd like to thank Jonah Stottmeyer, Mark Newman, Matthew Newman, Miriam Sedanius, Gail Dusso, and Doug Mann, all very important people in making sure our fair goes off without a hitch. And this year in particular, we've had judges from all around the country. That's one of the advantages of having things virtual. We're not restricted to just judges in a small area, 30-mile radius, which brings me to next year, which is our 30th year. We're not sure if we're going to be able to do it live because we just really can't manage 400 to 500 students and parents, etc., in a live situation. So it might just be virtual, but a little bit different. Like we might do it virtually, but then pare down our 400 to 500 students down to a much smaller group of students that would come and actually be judged. We're kind of mulling over a lot of different ideas because we do still want to keep the fair K through 12. We are the only fair in New York State regionally that includes elementary students. And I firmly believe that if you start a love of science when you're in the lower grades, it will stick with you through the higher grades. So I think that that's very important. I don't want to compromise that. I would like to thank Joe Siami from Science Teachers Association of New York State, Westchester chapter. It's really important that we get more science teachers involved. I hope that you will look it up and join. They are the ones that put on the Science Congress, and Joe every year organizes those students and gets them up to wherever Science Congress is being held. And we've done quite well at Science Congress. In fact, we've done quite well at Broadcom MASTERS. Bottom line is we really get incredible students, incredibly talented, and they go on to great things in Science Congress and Broadcom MASTERS. I would like to thank our Master of Ceremonies, Matthew Newman, who is an up-and-coming comedian. And if you're over the age of 18 or you're a parent, I encourage you to go to YouTube and look up his comedy. He's quite funny. And I'd like to turn this back over now to Matthew Newman, and let's see who won. I'm looking forward to hearing about all the winners. Great projects this year.
Thank you, Mom, for your words. And now to speak about judging, Frank Icapelli.
Hi, my name is Frank I. Capelli, and I'm the coordinator of the Judges Committee and in years past, Master of Ceremonies for the Tri-County Science and Technology Fair. This is my 29th year being part of the fair, and each year presents its own challenges as well as accomplishments. Like last year and the year before, this year's fair is virtual due to the restrictions brought on by the pandemic. That means that the students do not interact directly with judges as they would in a live, in-person fair. There is no benefit of a direct one-on-one question and answer session between student and judge. Instead, a virtual fair requires the student to prepare and upload a video presentation, supporting documentation, and responses to a questionnaire designed to illustrate how well they understand the scientific method and their subject matter. And just like in past years, we've had our occasional hiccups with online links not working or misplaced documentation. Still, we've managed to hold a virtual fair as the only regional fair in New York State to feature students from Westchester, Rockland, and Putnam counties at the elementary, middle, and high school levels, competing across multiple categories in science and technology. This year, we registered more than 300 exhibits where more than half competed in just 4 categories: biology, environment, medicine, and psychology. And again, finding judges qualified to evaluate such exhibits can be a challenge. But the virtual setting of our fair has allowed us to venture outside the Tri-County region. In fact, we've managed to attract nearly 220 judges, a new all-time record for us. Now, these judges not only hail from the tri-state region of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, but also from California, Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Dakota, Rhode Island, Texas, and even Washington State. These are highly qualified judges who might not have ordinarily judged our fair and our exhibits in an in-person environment. We've recruited technical professionals, medical and health professionals, folks from industry, academia, military, the government, college professors and students, the self-employed, retirees, and even some past winners of our science fair. We've attracted scientists, doctors, nurses, engineers, chemists, psychologists, and the list of organizations, companies, and universities is simply too long to mention here. Suffice to say that that list represents a wide cross-section of areas and expertise impacting science and technology. Ordinarily, for a live in-person fair, we assign 3 judges per exhibit. But this year, we had the luxury of assigning up to 11 judges per exhibit, depending on the level and category. Also an all-time record for us. This means that this year's fair is without question our most extensively, thoroughly, and professionally judged fair ever. After all, high-caliber student exhibits require high-quality professional judges. I want to thank all our judges for taking time out of their busy schedules to evaluate up to as many as 12 exhibits each. I especially want to thank those judges who pitched in at the last moment to judge some extra exhibits because some judges dropped out for personal reasons. Not only did we ask these judges to evaluate exhibits, but they also contributed high-level, positive, constructive, and inspiring feedback for the students to read, absorb, and reflect on. I encourage those teachers watching this awards ceremony, please reach out to Janice Newman, the director and founder of the Tri-County Science and Technology Fair, and ask her to send you those comments to share with your students to help them improve in their journey in science and technology. Now, what motivates me most is how we can inspire and promote interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics among our youth. Connecting highly qualified professionals with students to learn about the real-world applications of science and technology is rewarding in and of itself. But equally rewarding is the opportunity for those professionals to network with one another. To those judges watching this ceremony, I urge you, reach out to others listed in our judges directory and through such platforms as LinkedIn. Start off with your shared experience as a judge and let that build to other areas of mutual interest. Now, just a final word about two other individuals whom I have known for the better part of the last 25 years. Mark Kramer has been a steadfast source of support and guidance for me individually, as well as judges collectively, ever since the fair began in 1994. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience from participating in other fairs, such as the Science Olympiad, Math Counts, and WESF. I want to thank Mark personally for his ongoing help, dedication, and commitment to the Tri-County Science and Technology Fair. And as for Janice Newman, her role as the director of the Putnam Children's Discovery Center truly embodies the spirit of our fair. Whenever an issue inevitably sprouts up, she always addresses that issue by placing the children first. The Tri-County Science and Technology Fair is coming up to its third decade, and it's because of Janice that countless students of all ages get the opportunity to showcase and be rewarded for their talents, skills, and passion for science and technology. Again, I wish to thank all the judges and volunteers for helping out, and I offer congratulations to all the students competing in this year's fair. Your parents, your teachers, your mentors, and we are very, very proud of you. There's a saying that goes, genius is seeing what everyone else sees and thinking what no one else has thought. To those budding geniuses of you out there, keep up the good work.
Thank you to Frank, and thank you to all of our judges. Now, I have to ask you at home, how are you judging my job thus far? 0 out of 10 stars? Across the board? Perfect. I'll take it. We now move on to the presentation of our elementary school award. But first, the rules.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now our pleasure to announce the awards for the Tri-County Science and Technology Fair at the level of elementary school from kindergarten through 4th grade. It is the policy of the fair to recognize every student at the elementary school level for their hard work and effort in science and technology. All students will receive a ribbon for either excellent or outstanding achievement.
Presenting this year's awards, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Now let's get started with the awards for elementary. In the category of biology, from Putnam Valley Elementary, The Taste of Sight, Aaron Killian. The award, excellent. In chemistry, from Putnam Valley Elementary, for the project titled Can You Blow Up a Balloon with a Banana? Leah Crane, excellent. From Daniel Webster Elementary, Red Cabbage Natural pH Indicator, Alyssa Nask and Unib Uzun, excellent. From Earth and Space, from the Trinity Elementary School, What Was the Spinosaurus' Lifestyle? Adrian Abreu, excellent. From Putnam Valley Elementary, Minecraft Mining, Similar or Different to Real Mining? Elijah Cruz, excellent. Putnam Valley Elementary, Gravitational Pull, Anthony Mondelli, excellent. From Trinity Elementary, Why Do We Have Leap Years? Suwaida Lawal, excellent. From Putnam Valley Elementary, Layers of Earth, Shpen Paloka, excellent. Engineering and Technology, from Effie Bellows, Electricity from Wind, Tomoya Asami, Kian Fons, and Nathaniel Strand, outstanding. From Putnam Valley Elementary, Pneumatic Motors, Cam Casimir, excellent. From Greenville, the website project and fundamentals of the internet, Samar Vakil, excellent. From Jefferson Elementary, the great things about wind turbines, Rawan Abdelkader, excellent. In the category of environment, from the Effie Bellows School, what liquid makes plants grow best, Rory Degnan and Evangeline Maldari, excellent. From Effie Bellows, what substance melts ice the fastest, Mark Langus, excellent. In the category of health and medicine, from Effie Bellows, repeat after me, Theo Atherton and Matteo Ferranti, outstanding. From Putnam Valley Elementary, the effects of age on the knowledge of smoking, Adriana Saulio and Ryan Zubrat, excellent. In physics, from Putnam Valley Elementary, friction experiment, Delroy McWilliams, excellent. Also from Putnam Valley Elementary, PVC catapult, Zachary Girardi and Robert Leisengang, excellent. And in the category of psychology, from Effie Bellows, how does peer pressure affect kids, Enrique Guedes and Mason Long, excellent. New this year, the Janice Miller Newman Education Award for Excellence in Developing Future Scientists for top elementary school with the highest overall score among all other elementary schools that have a minimum of 3 exhibits entered in the competition. The very first Janice Miller Newman Award goes to Effie Bellows Elementary School. Congratulations to all of our elementary participants and the winners announced today. Back to you, Matt. You know, when I was in elementary school, I got kicked out of the school play for talking. I was playing a tree. And now for our keynote address, PepsiCo Vice President of Research and Development, Judy Vigar.
Hello to all of the participants in the 2022 Tri-County Science Fair. Congratulations on being a part of this science fair, and well done on all of the hard work that you've put into your projects, posters, and presentations. You have a lot to be proud of for succeeding through all of the work and challenges to complete, summarize, and present your project. And once again, you participated in this science fair virtually, and so you had to prepare your presentation and submit it in advance. The learnings that you've taken away from your experiments are great, and the learnings that you've taken away from the experience of being in the science fair and being flexible in how to present your work are also critical. While winning awards for your work is exciting, your participation and the learnings that you take away will stay with you for a lifetime. The real award is the award you give to yourself with your sense of accomplishment, your perseverance, and your technical knowledge. Please celebrate that. You have all learned a new way of going to school and studying in the past 2 years. You have been challenged to keep learning and keep growing with incredible barriers, and you have succeeded. Learning is a lifelong endeavor, and you will keep learning. And you also have things you can teach us along the way. Please continue to keep learning and keep teaching. The best way to enjoy learning is to follow your passion. All of the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math have really cool topics of study, and the possibilities are truly infinite. Maybe a project that you presented to us makes you want to pursue that area further. Maybe you saw another project that excites you, and you want to investigate that area. Whatever question or problem that you see, and you say to yourself, I wonder what would happen if, or what can be done to help here, that can be the start of an education direction and a career. So celebrate your present participation in the Tri-County Science Fair, and please keep learning and follow your passion. You have so much to be proud of, and you have an exciting future. Congratulations, and all the best to you.
Thank you to our grand sponsor, Pepsi, and again, thank you to Ms. Vigar. We now move on to the middle school and high school category awards, but first, the rules.
It is now our pleasure to announce the awards for the Tri-County Science and Technology Fair at the level of middle school from 5th through 8th grades and high school from 9th through 12th grades. The video presentations and questionnaire responses from each exhibit were evaluated by 3 judges and scored independently in the areas of creative ability, scientific thought, thoroughness, skill, and clarity. After the scores were combined, the 3 highest scoring exhibits within each category and grade level can be awarded a plaque for first, second, and third place. To qualify for third place, the exhibit score must average at least 80 out of 100. A second place award is given to an exhibit that scores no less than an average of 85, while the first place exhibit must attain at least an average of 90. That means it's entirely possible that we might not give out a first or second place award if none of the exhibits in that category scores beyond the minimum required. In the event of a tie, each exhibit that qualifies for an award will receive a plaque. All first place middle school award winners will also receive a t-shirt. The high school exhibit awarded first place in each category also receives a $100 cash award. In the event of multiple students from the same first place exhibit, or a tie for first place among 2 or more exhibits in a category, the cash will be split equally among all winners. All award winners will receive an email within the next day or 2 with instructions on how you can receive your award. We will now announce the first, second, and third place middle school award winners, followed by high school award winners within each category. So, let's get started.
Here to present the awards for middle school and high school, for the first time tonight, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Now before we get started with the middle school awards, let's go over how it's scored, because there's one question that frequently gets asked. Why was first and third place awarded without a second place? Now each award has a minimum score threshold. To be eligible for first place, you have to score higher than 90. For second place, you need to score higher than 85, and third place, higher than 80. So please keep in mind that it's just a minimum. So if we have a 98, a 97, and a 92, then those are the first, second, and third place winners. But if we have a 92, an 84, and an 80, then first and third will be rewarded, with the 84 taking third place as well, because they did not meet the 85-point threshold. Make sense? All right, let's get started. Let's start with middle school biology. From Edgemont, what's in your food? Are non-GMO food labels factual? Joya Ishak and Juliet Sayer, second place. Also in second place, from Edgemont, red light, blue light, the effect of different lighting conditions, pH, and temperature on the circadian rhythm of dinoflagellates. Ananya Shah, second place. From Grand Ave Middle School, the effect of nitrogen fixing bacteria versus fertilizer on the growth of pea plants. Salvatore Labruto, third place. Now for chemistry. From Mayapack Middle School, the Goldilocks of crystals. Eileen Bergerson, first place. From Albert Leonard Middle School, All Rise, a comparison of cupcake heights containing combinations of gluten-free flours. Leah Seelenfreund, second place. From Daniel Webster Elementary, Does the Milk Matter? Milk type and fat content in cupcake moisture and density. Ilana Johnson, third place. In Earth and Space, from Effie Bellows, How does color affect heat absorption? Jacob Abraham, second place. Also in second place, from Greenville, the effect of stratospheric pressure, temperature fluctuation, and UVC radiation on the viability and biological properties of the kombucha biofilm. Anika Shah, second place. In Engineering and Technology, from Albert Leonard Middle School, aren't chores such a drag? Well, so is air. Noah Rosenkrantz, first place. From George Fisher Middle School, Hydraulic Arm, Benjamin Altavia and Lorenzo Paniccio, second place. From Greenville, Comparing Efficiencies of Computer Search Algorithms for Different Simulated Games, Hank Sherwin, third place. For the category of Environment, George Fisher Middle School, Is the environment an unlikely beneficiary of the COVID-19 pandemic? Arav Prasad, first place. From Grand Ave Middle School, How does the integration of multiple variants of non-invasive vegetation into a scaled model of a hill compare to man-made erosion control systems? Daniel Lin and Joseph Littman, third place. For Health and Medicine, Rye Country Day School, How do different cooking methods affect ascorbic acid levels in Diospyros, Kaki, and Mammocordia carantia? Juliet Moore, first place. Lewis M. Klein Middle School, To Mask or Not to Mask, Eric Myung, also first place. From Pelham Middle School, In a Heartbeat, The effects of ethanol and caffeine on the heart rate of Daphnia Magna, Annika Roy, second place. And from Sealy Pace, Germs Be Gone, Which hand cleanser is best? Jonah Weissman, third place. For Math and Computers, from Albert Leonard Middle School, before and after, creating a bingo formula, Corey Seelenfreund, second place. In physics, for Effie Bellows, how does temperature affect the attractive force of a magnet? Ava Advani and Mira Browning, second place. From Mayapack Middle School, magnetic fields, Max Faby and Evan Melendez, third place. In the category of psychology, Albert Leonard Middle School, speed reading technique, Scarlett Hartzman, first place. And lastly, from Albert Leonard Middle School, memory and songs, the effect of music on memorization, Emily Rossi, second place. We will now move on to the Broadcom section, which of course means another chance to hear the rules.
Now our pleasure to announce which middle school exhibits are eligible to advance to the national competition known as Broadcom Masters, which is a program from the Society for Science and the Public. Masters stands for Math, Applied Science, Technology, and Engineering for Rising Stars. As the premier science and engineering national competition for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, Broadcom Masters inspires middle school students to pursue their personal passion for innovation in STEM subjects, and inspires them to stay with math and science throughout high school and into exciting careers. The top 10% highest scoring exhibits, from 6th through 8th grades only, eligible to advance as a nominee to the Broadcom Masters national competition. Therefore, it's possible for an exhibit not to place first, second, or third within a category, and yet still be eligible to advance to the national competition as a nominee. Nominees from this fair will receive instructions on how to submit their application to officially enter the national competition. Entries are judged during the summer, and the 300 top projects will be announced in September. From these top 300 semifinalists, 30 finalists, and one parent or guardian, will win an all-expense-paid trip to the national finals in Washington, D.C., to showcase their projects. If any of the top 10% highest-scoring exhibits choose not to compete as a nominee for the Broadcom Masters national competition, the next 10% highest-scoring exhibits, from 6th through 8th grades only, as part of the top 20%, would be eligible to fill in as alternates for one or more of those top slots in rank order by their overall exhibit score.
Thank you, royalty-free news music and third robot voice. And now for the announcements. Before I announce the alternates and nominees, I will first answer a frequently asked question. How did my child get an opportunity for Broadcom Masters when he did not win first, second, or third place? Now, it doesn't always happen, but it can happen, so we're going to address it quickly. The middle school division at the fair is grades 5 through 8, but 5th graders are not eligible for Broadcom. Therefore, it's possible for 5th graders to place in all 3 levels, first, second, and third, and the 4th place or 5th place person then becomes eligible for Broadcom based on the scores. Take, for example, that the scores are 99, 98, 97, 96, and 95. But the first 3 are 5th graders, and the last 2 are 6th through 8th graders. Well, then those 2 who came in 4th and 5th place would have the highest scores eligible to go to Broadcom. Additionally, not all students choose to be included in the initial Broadcom group. We ask parents if they wish to continue with Broadcom should they win. They may decline because their child is heavy in sports after our fair, or will be out of the country during some key Broadcom dates and deadlines. So it's possible that the first, second, and third are all in grades 6 through 8, but none of the exhibits chose to be considered. And finally, because we have included another region, we want to ensure that both groups have a path to Broadcom. This means we're taking the top from the Tri-County Fair and the top from the guest region, so neither infringes on another student's ability to compete at Broadcom. Now that we've done all that, I would like to first announce alternates from the top 20% highest scoring middle school exhibits from 6th through 8th grades, who will be asked to fill in for any of the top 10% who cannot compete as a nominee for the Broadcom Masters national competition. The Broadcom alternates, in no particular order, are Albert Leonard Middle School's Leah Seelenfreund, Pelham Middle School's Annika Roy, Albert Leonard Middle School's Scarlett Hartzman. Okay. It is now my pleasure to announce the top 10% among all middle school exhibits from 6th through 8th grade who are eligible to compete as a nominee for the Broadcom Masters national competition. The Broadcom nominees, in no particular order, are Mayapack Middle School's Eileen Bergerson, Albert Leonard Middle School's Noah Rosenkrantz, Rye Country Day School's Juliet Moore, Lewis M. Klein Middle School's Eric Myung, Grand Ave, Salvatore Labruto. A word from my mother as to what the Broadcom nominees and alternates should expect next.
Congratulations to all of our Broadcom nominees and alternates. This is very important. You're going to receive an email from me, all of you, on probably Monday night into Tuesday. If you do not hear from me and your name is on the list, you must email me Wednesday so we're definitely connected. The way that we handle Broadcom is the nominees have the first right to go, obviously, and the alternates are just waiting for a nominee to drop out. Our scores are very tight. In other words, somebody could get a 99.98 and be a nominee, and then somebody else could be a 99.97 and be an alternate. This is why it's important that the nominees make a decision. They look at what's involved and they decide whether or not they're able to go. Sometimes the dates conflict. You have like a ballet recital or football or something else going on in your family, and so rather than just sending your name up and then nothing happens, I'd rather put somebody else in your spot. You still will retain your Broadcom medal from us, so that doesn't go away. So look for that email. It's your responsibility to look for that email from me. And if you don't receive one, to email me on Wednesday so that we can get everything cleared up. Now, Friday at noon is our cutoff, and it's a strict cutoff. So Friday at noon is our cutoff, and whatever we have on our plate is how we're going to formulate what goes up to Broadcom, and then we will come up with a final list of who is actually going to Broadcom. Another important fact, if you're on a team of 3 and one person does not wish to go, that's fine. The other 2 can go. Actually, the other 2 will be separated. So the team of 3 really becomes 3 individual exhibits and 3 individual decisions. I'd like to say congratulations again to those winners. Thank you, and back to our MC.
Congratulations to all our Broadcom nominees and their alternates. Did you know my comedy has been described as an alternative to entertainment? Just something I think about. And now our top middle school awards. First up, an award for top middle school exhibit named in honor of the illustrious career and life of my grandmother, Judge Edith Miller.
Hi, I'm Judge Edith Miller's daughter. We were always taught that education was probably the most important thing. And it wasn't so much education, college, it was having a skill that you could make your own. And I'm forever grateful to her for that.
The impact that Edith had was rather profound.
In her day, back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, growing up, many poor people, women, persons of color, did not have the opportunities to get an education to get ahead. They were either too poor or they were discriminated against. So for her, education was a way to get out of that poverty. Education was a step up. Education was a path to the future.
Something she always used to say to me was, if you plan to fail or fail to plan, the result is still the same. And that's true. You know, education and preparation, being prepared for your opportunities.
She had to walk to school during the winter with cardboard in her shoes. And when she did go to college and she graduated from Hunter, she was the only black woman who graduated.
She was able to become so much more than what society believed she could or would become, and education was the driving force behind why she was able to achieve as much as she was able to achieve in life. Not many folks can say that they sat on the Supreme Court. She did. Not many people can say that they became a lawyer in their life. She did. And not many of those folks can say that those things took place before the Civil Rights Movement. She can.
The reasons why I chose middle school for this award is because middle schoolers are at a crossroads where, they decide basically what they're planning on doing for the rest of their lives.
Hi, I'm Peter Nicholas.
I'm Ara Beggy.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm B.
And in 6th grade I won the Judge Edith Miller Award.
I'm a previous winner of the Judge Edith Miller Award when I won it in 7th grade, which would be 2.5 years ago.
We participated and took home first place in Tri-County Science Fair in the Psychology Department in 2018 and 19.
My product used UVC light for disinfection, and this is the box I made for my experiment. I remember being called up to the front of the auditorium with all the other Broadcom Masters nominees. When my name was called as the winner, I was in complete shock.
Originally, I was really shocked and really happy at the time, but afterwards, the effects were just tremendous.
Winning the award was key for my progression as a scientist. It made me feel more confident and let me expand my projects into more complex ideas.
We had an amazing experience, and although yours will be different, we're sure you will too.
Because the thing that makes Tri-County Science Fair so amazing is being able to present your science fair projects and learn from others, which now you can do virtually.
I got a massive self-confidence boost, and this allowed me to be less stressed, and I could actually enjoy my classes rather than be constantly stressed about my grades, because I was able to be confident in what I was doing.
Middle school is a key time to expand your scientific knowledge and gain more experience. And even though this year is very different, I hope all of you are able to execute your projects, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Hopefully you feel the same excitement we did.
Have fun.
One of the things that impressed me about my mom was when she passed away, the number of people that came up to me and said, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for your mother.
Especially, I went through a very rough period in my life. She would mentor me around her kitchen table to convince me that I was capable of achieving more than I thought I was. And without her, I would probably not have become the professor at Harvard University.
And so make sure you thank your parents, your teachers, and all those persons who helped you along the way. Again, congratulations, and looking forward to seeing you maybe next year.
And so now it is our pleasure to announce the top middle school exhibit.
The Judge Edith Miller Excellence in Education Award in the category of Engineering and Technology goes to Albert Leonard Middle School's project, Aren't Chores Such a Drag? Well, so is air. Noah Rosenkrantz. Congratulations, Noah. And now the Suzanne Shale Handelman Award for Scholastic Excellence in Science and Technology for Top Middle School. Susan Shale Handelman has been an educator in private and public schools in Connecticut and New York, and a volunteer for many organizations, including the Putnam Children's Discovery Center. Being a registered nurse and teacher, family science nights included Susan with the three-dimensional human body puzzle and eye and ear models, sharing anatomy and physiology facts with curious children and their chaperones. She arranged the initiation of the hands-on science classes at the Kent Schools in Carmel, New York, to provide day and evening enrichment workshops, which attracted participants from other districts as well. Though now retired, these ongoing educational, science, and health interests inspired a special appreciation and support for the quality programs the Discovery Center brings to communities. She has helped the center with funding, obtaining teachers and judges, plus lobbied for the Tri-County Science Fair's increased participation. Her late husband James and sons Zach and Jed participated in Discovery Center endeavors as well. Zach not only helped the fair volunteering and participating in his youth, but he also came as a judge in 2018 when we kicked off the award in her honor. The Susan Shale Handelman Award for Scholastic Excellence in Science and Technology, the best middle school with the highest overall average among all other middle schools. Who knows, maybe her grandson Asher will follow in the family tradition, and one day his school will win the award. The Suzanne Shale Handelman Award for Scholastic Excellence in Science and Technology for Top Middle School is presented to Albert Leonard Middle School. And now for the high school awards. Starting off in biology, from Rye Country Day School, Promoter Capture High C Modeling Elucidates Regulatory Landscape in Immune Cells, Rohan Malik, first place. From Byram Hills High School, Dengue Virus, Non-Structural Protein 1 activates P38 mitogen activated protein kinase in human endothelial cells via toll-like receptor 4, Ariana Tabankin, second place. Also in second place, from Byram Hills High School, Making Sense of Disorder, investigating intrinsically disordered proteins in the tardigrade proteome via a computational approach, Nora Lowe, second place. We have a tie for third place. From Byram Hills High School, Exploring Signaling-Dependent Inflammatory Gene Expression Responses in IL-33 treated human skin, mast cells through IgE receptor cross-linking stimulation, Sydney Sharon. And also in third place from Ardsley High School, interactions between P10 and mucin in regulating cellular morphology, Alicia Chang, third place. In the category of chemistry, from Yorktown High School, a novel approach to metal recycling via machine learning-powered solubility prediction, Daniel Scheinen, third place. In clinical psychology, from Sleepy Hollow High School, evaluating the use and perception of laughter among high school students with and without social anxiety, Julia Gold, first place. From New Rochelle High School, the effect of the number of virtual modules on abstinence from substances, Dylan Sado, second place. We have a tie for third place. From Irvington High School, anxiety and aspirations of high school students during year 2 of the COVID-19 pandemic, Olivia Yin. And from Mayapack High School, preventing nightmares, effects of lucid dream induction techniques on dream bizarreness and degree of individual metacognition on LD frequency, Diana Souza Soto, also third place. In the category of Earth and Space, from Fox Lane High School, determining the causes of Centaur activation through analysis of Centaur 2014 HY123's orbital evolution and photometric color, Stephanie Long, second place. From Irvington High School, correlations between solar parameters and auroral activity during solar flares, Talia Ruoff, third place. In Engineering and Technology, from Fox Lane High School, the home application of the freeform reversible embedding of suspended hydrogels form of 3D bioprinting, Alexandra Griffin, second place. And from Yorktown High School, electrochemical categorization, implementation, and testing of graphene noble metal aerogel solutions in batteries as lightweight energy storage devices for military and consumer applications, Francesca Mangione, third place. In the category of Environment, from Horace Greeley High School, ELSA, a novel real-time wildlife poacher detection solution leveraging machine learning-driven spatio-temporal analysis of nighttime UAV thermal infrared videos, Annika Puri, first place. From Byram Hills High School, evidence of resistance to environmental stressors, transcriptomic description of the symbiont brevolium in Pseudodiliploria strigosa corals, Amelia Chung, second place. From Somers High School, investigating the quality of urban green spaces between neighborhoods of different poverty rates in New York City, Joan Yo, third place. The category of Health and Nutrition, from Irvington High School, the impact of the TT haplotype on the BCMO1 gene to identify a correlation between vitamin A deficiency and different ethnic racial groups, Micah Tomita, second place. Also in second place, from Byram Hills High School, an exploration of how prenatal malnutrition influences offspring neurodevelopment and behavior, Eliza Goldman, second place. For Math and Computers, Byram Hills High School, machine learning for classification of COVID-19 vaccine misinformation on Twitter, Elena Foreman, second place. And from Yorktown High School, transfer learning approach to skin lesion identification using images captured on mobile devices, Krishna Kumanan, third place. In Medicine and Medical Science and Technology, from Somers High School, altered MGLU-R15 and Homer 1BC colocalization and volumes in Parkinson's disease linked LRRK2 G2019S mice, Emily Dodd, first place. From Byram Hills High School, identification of biomarkers for human cardiomyocyte proliferation, Elizabeth Corelli, second place. From Horace Greeley High School, codfish contraceptive oil guanonucleotide designed for SM fish probes to detect single RNA molecules with high specificity, Davisi Goal, third place. For physics, from Horace Greeley High School, an investigation of methods for the separation of particles of low and high density materials and their application to microplastic pollution mitigation, Emma McCumber, first place. From Irvington High School, numerical analysis of an electrostatic ion beam deflector for laboratory studies of interstellar ion neutral reactions, Lila Younger, third place. And lastly, physiological experimental psychology, New Rochelle High School, food allergies blocking your path, First step, treat your anxiety, determining the correlation between anxiety and food allergies. Ariel Rosenkrantz, second place. Also in second place, from New Rochelle High School, training of the vestibular system in figure skaters. Elena Colo Adams, second place. And in third place, from Byram Hills High School, utilizing visual mask making as a creative arts task to explore pride and happiness in volunteer firefighters, a cohort study, Mariana Batage. Congratulations to all of our high school participants. We now move on to New York Science Congress and an address from Joseph Siami. But first, the rules.
Highest scoring high school exhibits are eligible to advance to the New York State Science Congress competition. If any of the top 4 cannot compete at the fair, the next 5 highest scoring alternates, in rank order by their overall exhibit score, would be eligible to fill in one or more of those top slots. Finally, the highest scoring exhibit among all high school entries is given the prestigious Marilyn Reiner Science in Education plaque and an additional $100 cash award. In the event of a tie, that award is split equally among the winners. But before we present the alternates and nominees, we've asked Joseph Siami to explain the logistics of the Science Congress and say a few words about Marilyn Reiner, for whom the top high school award is named.
Hello. Thank you for having me speak with you today, Association of New York, also known as Janice. I am the liaison between this Tri-County Fair and Science Congress. I'd like to once again thank Janice Newman, your director, for providing young minds like yours with the opportunity to reach your goals in the world of science. In many cases, scientific innovations can have both a positive and a negative effect. While much can be said about education and the quality of study today in schools, you are proof that students wish to achieve success and have made learning a #1 priority. We will send the top 5 finishers to Science Congress. If any of those top 5 are unable to attend, we will then select from the next 4 finalists in order of finish. Students must email me with their intentions. In your email, please provide me with your name, your school, the title of the project, and the name of the teacher in charge. Email this to jsiame, that's JSCIAME, at stfrancisprep, all one word, stfrancispRep.org. Please note that if you are a teacher who had my email in the past, this is a new email. Once I have your info, you will be able to go to stannis.org/Science Congress to download the forms you will need. Please fill these out to the best of your ability. I will send instructions once I receive your first email on how to answer some of the questions. You do not need to provide an entrance fee. The $100 entrance fee will be paid by Westchester Stannis. I would also like to make this request of all the teachers of all of these fine students. Please consider joining the Science Teachers Association of New York State. There are new science standards on the horizon, and we will be one of the top places to find out about these. You can register for Stannis at stannis.org/membership. Once again, the Westchester section of Stannis would like to pledge a donation of $250 towards the Marilyn Reiner Scholarship Fund. Marilyn was a major influence both here in Westchester and as a Stannis leader and as a friend to this organization of Tri-County. Good luck to all. Never make one loss the reason to quit, and always better yourself, even when you win. Take care and be safe.
Thank you, Joseph Siami, and the Teachers Association, and their wonderful donation to the Marilyn Reiner Award. And to echo that sentiment about never quitting just from one loss, I recently lost 5 pounds. But that didn't get me to quit. I have since gained back the weight. And now, the results for New York Science Congress. The 9 highest scoring exhibits on the high school level. This is divided into 4 alternates and 5 nominees. The alternates, in no particular order: Horace Greeley High School's Devisi Goel, Pleasantville High School's Mia Hoxhash, Byram Hills High School's Ariana Tabinkin, Sleepy Hollow High School's Julia Gold. And now, the nominees, in no particular order, are Horace Greeley High School's Annika Puri, Byram Hills High School's Amelia Chung, Rye Country Day School's Rohan Malik, Somers High School's Emily Dodd, and Byram Hills High School's Elizabeth Corelli. Congratulations. New this year, we have the Frank Icapelli Award for Academic Excellence in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics for the top high school with the highest overall score among all other high schools that have a minimum of 3 exhibits entered into the competition. Frank Icapelli has been with the Tri-County Fair from its very beginning, first as a judge and then later as a recruiter of judges. His first memory of the fair was transcribing scores from paper ballots and using an adding machine to determine final scores, a far cry from today's electronic data entry and sophisticated scoring algorithms. His 8th grade school science fair project taught him the value of combining good science and good math with good presentation skills, and he came away with a first-place award. He credits his continued interest in science and technology from his grandfather and uncle, who were both chemists, and his parents, who encouraged him to pursue a career as a chemical engineer. And while he started in research and development in polymers, inorganic phosphates, and organic acids, Frank later branched off from his chemical engineering roots to different areas like consumer product testing, quality management, and business process improvement. But through it all, Frank continued his volunteer efforts with the fair to bring high-quality judges and mentors together with high-caliber students and their projects. The Tri-County Fair wishes to recognize his contributions and efforts with the fair for more than 25 years by naming this award after him, the Frank Icapelli Award for Academic Excellence in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics for the top-scoring high school. Frank's professional motto is, "Let's make our best even better," and this award truly honors the very best. The very first Frank Icapelli Award goes to Byram Hills High School. Congratulations. The winner of the Marilyn Reiner Science and Education Award, Emily Dodd from Somers High School. Congratulations. Now to wrap it up, Matt. Congratulations to all the participants in this year's fair. Sincerely, if you are watching this video, you should be incredibly proud of yourself, no matter the outcome. Science is not for winners and losers. It is for the imaginative and curious. Keep up your curiosity. Celebrate that you no longer have to hear me speak. I'm Matthew Newman, and I've been wearing gym shorts this entire time. Good night.